Man, oh man, I was fired from my job exactly 3 years ago today. It was just before Thanksgiving. I was the director of sales for a small Boston startup. And I knew it was coming, though. I knew it was coming. I can just tell, um, a number of different reasons. I do remember speaking with one of the software, developer guys on our team who him and I were pretty good friends. We were kind of tight, not only at work but outside of work. And I remember telling him like, "Yo, like it's coming. I can tell he's about to let me go." By he, I was referring to the CEO, and just we kind of butted heads. When you're in a small company, and if you are someone, I mean, regardless of your title, me being a director of sales, being willing to basically call him out, say when I felt like he was wrong or correct him. Those aren't necessarily things that are going to earn you brownie points. And if you're doing that, if you act in any type of way like that, where when you're not killing it, I mean, you might be just getting your numbers, you might just be just reaching where you guys need to be, but that's not enough if you're going to be acting like that. You got to be killing it to the point where they pretty much can't do anything about it because you are that valuable to them. And as a director of sales and marketing, which that's pretty much what I was, the director of sales and marketing, because we had lost our marketing, our VP of marketing. We won't get into details about that, but we lost her, and I was pretty much doing a lot of the marketing stuff. Also, more so working with a consultant that we brought on. But to me, there was so much stuff that I was just like, what are we doing? And, again, if you are in a position where you aren't killing it, you need to approach those type of issues, problems, or challenges in a more efficient and effective way. And being in my current place where I am a business owner, where I am the boss, where I'm the worker too. I work for myself. I'm self-employed, but I also work with other contractors that I bring on site to help with most or a lot of my jobs. I understand now what the CEO was doing, what he was thinking. At the time, I was obviously upset. I was obviously angry and mad, but I wasn't in the same position that I am today, where I'm that person and I have to make those hard decisions. And when it's all said and done, it's a business, and the point of every business is to make money. Now, that might not be the only point, most business, but you want to be profitable. And I think for that particular company at that time, I pretty much, the timing was just, I don't want to say funny or ironic, but I signed up a company that rhymes with noodle, one of their like subdivisions or whatever, or a team within that company rhymes with noodle. Anyone watching this knows the company I'm talking about. And it was like I signed them up, got them to confirm and move forward with us. We had been talking to them for a few weeks, brought other people into meetings, and got them to sign up with us. And it was like, congratulations, nice job, good work, and you're fired. That's pretty much how it went down. Now, again, for me personally, being in my position where I had a feeling it was coming, I knew it was coming. I wasn't entirely blindsided. I wasn't sucker punched. I knew it was coming. I had a feeling. My numbers, I wasn't killing. I mean, I don't want to say I was hitting my numbers, because numbers usually tend to be a goal and a reach, and kind of hard to attain. As the director of sales, without any account executives and whatnot beneath me, I was essentially all of those. I did it all in that sense, being a startup and whatnot, as I mentioned. I got numbers, I got sales, but not to the extent that they wanted. And part of the challenge also was the company trying to decide and trying to iron out who is our ideal targeted audience, who do we want to focus on, what exactly do we want to focus on. So a lot of those things they were still trying to figure out prior to me getting there and while I was there. So like I said, I kind of knew it was coming. And so the question is, what do you do when you are about to get fired from a job? Well, for me, what I did was I actually had signed up already with TaskRabbit, a gig app that helps you. And if you guys are regular on this channel, you know about TaskRabbit. But if not, it's a marketplace platform or gig app that connects individuals with businesses or families or other individuals who essentially need help, usually some kind of physical general labor help on site. But there are tons of different categories and services that you can get help with or provide on TaskRabbit. I had actually signed up with TaskRabbit way back in 2017. And as I mentioned, I wasn't let go from my job until 2018, about a few days before, a day before Thanksgiving in 2018. So, I signed up like a year earlier, didn't use my account for like a whole year. Finally, when I was let go, I put that bad boy to the test. Basically, I activated my account was already activated, but I think I just turned it on, or at least added my hours, my availability, opened up my schedule completely, and just jumped into doing gigs full time, like whenever I can, like off the rip. Now, I was given a little package when I was let go from my previous employer, so I was technically fine. I was technically good for a little bit, but to help with just keeping my head afloat, help with not knowing how much work I'm going to find, or how much business I'm going to get. I certainly I was cautious with my money. And at this time I was still in debt. This is one of the big things I feel like I don't put enough emphasis on to people, but I didn't actually get out of debt, being completely debt free, until after I was let go from my job. And I also didn't get my credit score up to where it currently is today, 777, I think. 777, I think. I didn't do that either until after I was let go from my job and I was self-employed. So I say these things to help just try to motivate some of you guys, or encourage some of you guys, or to be that, that means of support, to let you know if you were or are in a similar position. I mean, it's not over yet. And this is, what you were able to do at that last job, hopefully has, stayed with you and rubbed off on you. Hopefully you learned some things while you were there, and you can now apply it to your own business and or your new job. So for me, I think my initial reaction was, oh my God, I was let go from my job. I need to get a new job. That was my initial reaction. I had applied to a few different places, and, I think it might be a video for another day, talking about how I really knew I wanted to do what I'm, just kind of do my own thing. But ultimately, I applied. I didn't really apply to many places, but I applied to a few. I reached out to like one or two people that I had worked with in the past, one of which didn't respond to me, which I was like, wow, like she was a previous kind of like a boss, like a manager. But I had quit that job and I left that job. So it was kind of understandable why she didn't necessarily respond to me, because it's like, is he just taking this? Is he reaching out because he wants to be here, or is he just looking for a job because he needs money and he's going to leave again once another opportunity presents itself? That was what I believe was her thought process, and why she didn't really respond to me, probably the way I would have liked. And it is what it is. It's completely fine. Everything works out for a reason the way it does. And I'm grateful that she had it and that I didn't go back there, because if I did, who knows where I'd be. I'd probably still be there sitting at a desk doing something that, I'm not entirely interested in. In my current my current position, I'm working for myself. I'm self-employed. I'm my own boss. I create my own schedule. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, yes, there are some things that I wish could be different. Some things I wish I was making more money, or I wish sometimes I was just only working from a desk, you know, and I think part of the beauty of my current position is that I'm growing and doing well where I have a consulting business. So I'm able to benefit from that, where I can still utilize my previous sales and marketing skills. But then I'm also doing my Adam Helper kind of moving and general labor services, where I'm getting out there, I'm staying active and productive. It allows me to kind of keep my creativity on par when I get outside and meet different people. And like I said, I get to make pretty good money being my own boss and creating my own schedule and having that, I guess you can say, bliss moment when someone's like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. Or we tried to do it. We couldn't get it through that door. That was amazing. We could have never done this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That actually feels good. Some of you guys might be like, man, I just want the money. Yes, most of us want the money. I don't think anyone doesn't want the money. But when you can get the money and that comfort of knowing that you actually brought something valuable to someone else, that you actually helped someone else, that you actually were able to solve some sort of problem for someone else, it feels really, really good. I won't lie. So, if you're someone who's out there and you happen to get let go from a job, don't immediately start looking for a new job. Consider signing up with some of these gig apps like Fiverr, like Upwork, like TaskRabbit, and start doing your own thing. Start creating your own schedule. Start being your own boss, in which I believe you will most likely, and it's not for everyone. This is one important thing. I got to make a video talking about this. But you will most likely start to get into a rhythm and start to enjoy it. You'll start to like it. Like I said a moment ago, when someone actually thanks you and applauds you for your efforts and how you were able to help them, it feels good. It's really rewarding. Not only do you get paid, but you get that kind of just a feeling, and it's not something that you can kind of get anywhere. And it's something that I was kind of lacking, I felt like, at some of my previous jobs, where I didn't feel like I was always appreciated or like my effort was always recognized. Even when I did do something that I was asked to do or I was challenged to do and I did it, I still feel like, not just at the last place I worked with, the even previous jobs, like I felt like they just didn't really care. And it was like, do this, and then we're going to promote you. And then I go and do it. And then it's, oh, well, company changes. And I get it. Things happen. I'm a business owner now, so I definitely see and know I get it. But it's still one of those things like, you just feel some type of way. And when things like that happen so consistently and so often, like at some point you kind of want to throw in the white flag and do your own thing. And that was kind of what happened to me. It was kind of like, I was pushed out. And, an important thing to note is that the company I previously worked for did not replace my role. So they do not have a director of sales to this day, 3 years later. They made some changes over there. But yeah, they did not replace my role. So they technically downsized. And as I mentioned, changed things up a little bit. And that was a business move. And that's why I said, I don't take it personal. I get it. I understand it. If I had more coding experience and coding knowledge, things might be we might be in a completely different position. Today, I might be somewhere else. Who knows? I don't know if I'd be further along or still there, if I'd be happy, miserable, who knows? But I know everything kind of works out the way it does for a reason. I love being self-employed. I love being my own boss. And me being fired was potentially one of the best things that could have happened to me. Yes, I just said me getting fired actually was a good thing, because I don't think I would have left on my own to try to do any of these things. I wouldn't have tried to start my own sales and marketing consulting company. I wouldn't have tried to start my own handyman kind of moving company, general labor company. I want to, be in a position where I can say, I'm going to take off next week and not work a single day, which I can do right now if I wanted to. Aside from any jobs that I've already booked, which I don't think I have many for next week. After Thanksgiving, it's a little slow. Winter gets slow. And that's also part of the benefit or beauty of being self-employed. I know what's kind of coming when my business picks up, when it slows down. And, it's a matter of just kind of preparing for the slow times, or at least having other businesses or other sources of income that's going to make up for the lack of business from your main job, your main business. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's a juggling act to some extent. I have a number of different sources of income, so I don't rely on just one job or just one source of income. Adam Helper is not my only source of income, but it's my main source of income. And when it slows down, then, it's a matter of stepping up my game elsewhere, whether it means, my other YouTube channel, which I got to put back into the mix, and really pick that up as another means of passive income. Because most of those videos right now, that content are things I haven't made a video on that channel in months, but it's monetized and I still get a check for that channel every month. I have my blog. I have my Fiverr account, which I provide sales and marketing services. Obviously, I have my sales and marketing company, Chell Brown, where I provide sales and marketing consulting. And, just the sky's the limit. Like I said, it's more on me now and not on someone else. So if I don't meet my goals, my monthly goals of sales and whatnot, that's on me. I can't put that on anyone else. And I kind of like that. Some people don't. Some people don't want that pressure. They don't want to be in a place where you have to make up an excuse and you can't really blame someone else. But for me, I kind of do, because it puts me in that place where I have to do it. I have no option and I got to make it. I got to make it work. And so far it's actually working. The sky is obviously the limit is how I'm looking at it. And I got to start to step up my social media game, got to start to repurpose and utilize these type of videos that I'm making. So I know there's a lot more room for improvement, a lot of other things I can do on a business side, business front, when it comes to business decisions. But like I said, I'm in a pretty good place right now, pretty good position. Certainly not where I want to be, but also not where I don't want to be, if that makes sense. So, hey, I'm happy with how things have worked out so far. Not content, but I'm happy. But I'm still motivated also, and very much driven, because I want a lot more. I want to keep moving forward, and hopefully I want to help motivate you guys and encourage you guys and help, spit some game, give you guys some tips and tricks in the whole shebang to help you kind of do some of these things that I'm dealing with, and hoping that it's not going to be as difficult for some of you who happen to be in a similar position. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this video up, my friends, but I hope you guys found this video encouraging, motivational, and just, found it as a means of support if you happen to be in a tough position. If you were recently let go, if you were let go 6 months ago, just keep at it. Whatever it is you're trying to do, keep at it. And if you haven't tried to do anything yet, start. You got to start somewhere. Nothing happens overnight. Getting to my current place has taken me 3 years. And I'm still motivated, my friends. I'm still hungry. I'm still motivated. But like I said, I'm in a very, very good place compared to where I once was. I'm debt free. I have my emergency savings taken care of. I have a Roth IRA, and I have additional accounts set up as well. And so, things are going well, and we still got a long way to go, though. So like I said, if you guys want to stick around with this journey, if you want to be part of this journey towards financial freedom, definitely like this video and then subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because we are all on this financial independence journey, but only some of us are actually working towards and making a plan to work towards financial freedom. And I'm hoping that my plan and my ideas and these tips and these tricks will rub off on some of you guys, and you can implement them to help you with planning your journey towards financial freedom. And on that note, my friends, you already know I got to keep it moving, but I'll see you in the next video. Peace.